Okay, so welcome back. And so today we're going to we're going to actually do an example of how we could use Rene Descartes' rule of signs. So Descartes' rule of signs, again, deals with the sign changes between terms from coefficient to coefficient. So we're going to use that in this example. Now in this example here, we have a function f of x equals x to the fourth minus 6x cubed plus 8x squared plus 2x minus 1. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the number of positive zeros. So all we're going to do is we're going to look at f of x and we're going to count how the signs change. So the sign changes from positive to negative. So there's one. And then it changes from negative to positive. There's another one. But then here it stays positive, right? So here's one change. Here's the second change. But then it stays positive. But then here it changes back to negative. So we end up with 3 sign changes. So how does that work? That means the number of positive zeros is going to be 3 or 1, because we can subtract an even integer. Okay? So I'm just going to subtract 2 until I can't anymore. So when we reach 1, we can't subtract 2 because we'll get negative numbers. Can't have negative numbers. So that means we either have 3 positive real roots or 1 positive real root. Okay? Now let's do negative zeros. How do we find the number of negative zeros? Well, let's first consider f of negative x. So how is that going to look? Well, it's not going to change this one, so that'll still be x to the fourth. But this one's going to change to plus 6x cubed. This one's going to change or stay the same. And then this one's going to change to minus 2x. And then, of course, the constant stays the same. And so now let's look at the sign changes here. Well, if we look here, this is plus. So no sign change here. No sign change here. 1 sign change here. No sign change. So that means we only have 1 sign change. So that means that there is exactly one. There is exactly 1 negative real zero. Okay? So there has to be exactly 1 real zero. But for positive zeros, there could be 1 or there could be 3. Notice how this 1 and this 3 add up to 4. Okay? Now, there could be complex roots. So we haven't discussed complex roots. So just because this is 1 doesn't necessarily mean that there's automatically 3 real roots. But again, it could be 1 or it could be 3. Okay? And that's it. That's how you use the Descartes rule of signs.